Rapunzel's prison cell was supposed to be the most charming Airbnb in France. Somewhere that you would want to stay. The tower needed to be full of life, documenting the 18 years Rapunzel had spent there. Other aspects were not so easy to translate into the digital realm. The characters themselves posed a very unique challenge for animators. They would present Keen with their work, but he would always critique its stiffness. "You guys work so hard just to come up with something that looks bad," was so infamous that they displayed it on the wall of their office. There was a lot of back and forth between Keen and the CGI team on how to turn these drawings and expressions into models and puppets. It was very important to them to create 3D models that would still feel like Keen designed them, as well as figuring out how to animate these dolls from the inside out, so that they looked full of life, similar to how a drawing would. Keen would often draw on top of the computer-generated animation after it was presented to him to show the animators how they could push the action even further than they already had. And despite what you might think, people loved this.
Hair is known to be one of the most complicated challenges in CG animation.
And hair is very important to the Disney formula. Keen makes an entire presentation on the importance of hair that they call the hair Bible. The way that Ariel's hair floats up tells the viewer that she doesn't belong here, that she wants to be part of somewhere else. Pocahontas' hair is drifting through the wind like her spirit does through the trees. Rapunzel's hair was to be a reminder of her gift, her purpose, her destiny. But the more it grows, the more it holds her back. In line with Rapunzel's personality, her hair could never be flat, stiff, or straight. It needed to have rhythm, volume, curvature. It couldn't be something that just dragged behind her. She lived in it. For her entire life, she needed to touch it, play with it, use it, express with it. The hair needed to be a character in its own right. With over 140,000 individual hairs, 70 feet in length, and approximately weighing 60 to 80 pounds. Designing Rapunzel's hair was going to be an exhaustive journey. Animating hair is hard, specifically in 3D. And some of the hardest scenes to perfect were actually the simplest. Just the act of her touching her hair, or the way that gravity falls, or the way that it splits when it meets your shoulder, were all things that had to be considered. The human head has approximately 100,000 individual hairs, but if you look closely, you'll kind of notice that it tends to group together. When you're drawing, it's a lot easier to fake this effect. Unlike the drawings we were making as 5-year-olds, animators don't tend to draw individual hairs. Instead, they opt for creating sections and blobs that move and react as if they were real hair. They decided to simplify by, instead of 140,000 hairs to animate, they would just animate 147. Head on over to my profile for the next part, or watch the full video on YouTube.